All right, so this video is about doing a Femto unlock by yourself without using one of these other companies. Where to send it, how much it costs, how long it takes, what to do, how to pull the DME out, how to put it back in. All those things will be covered in this video. So first things first, you have to start an order with Femto. You have to go on their website. You tell them what software you're going to be using, whether it's BM3 or MHD or whatever it is that you're going to be using for the car. You have to let them know during that order process because they need to know when the DME gets there what they're doing. The next thing you need to do is take it out of the car. So quick little video here is me pulling the DME out of the car. First thing you want to do is pop the cover off here. And then after you take that off, there are 6 plugs you have to undo. There are little buttons on top of each one where you push it and then you pull the clip back and it'll pop the connector right off. Before you take all 6 of them off, you should take a picture of each one. They're all color coded so you know which order they go back in. They have to go back in the same order. So before you end up taking them apart, please do yourself a favor, take a picture of the order they go in. After you take them all off, there are 2 little buttons, I guess, or clips you can press in here on the side. You push those in, you wiggle the DME, it'll slide right out. Quick little video right here of me doing that. And then after you pull it out, it's ready to go. Before you send it off, you should definitely get some painter's tape, put it on the DME, and you're going to want to put some information on there. I put a lot of information on there. Better to have too much than not enough. First thing I did was put that it was for a 6MT Supra, the name of the DME, which is MDG1. I put my name. I put my full VIN on there. I put the software that I'm using, which is MHD Plus. I put just that's a regular unlock on there. My order number, and then the shipping address back, just in case something happened and they lost information. My DME wouldn't get lost by Femto. So the price for each item, it cost me a total of $1,130 to do this process. A lot better than $2,000 or $1,800 or $1,600 or what a lot of these companies are charging at this point. That's come from New York to Finland. I don't know if it'll be cheaper depending on where you are in the world. It could be cheaper for shipping or more expensive for shipping. Also, the conversion rate will change from dollars to euros. I'm sending them euros, but some of the other things that I'm paying for are in dollars. So, for instance, it's 600 euros to unlock. It's 150 euros for return shipping, which you pay them. That is a total of 750 euros, which was over $850 at this point in time. And then it was $199 for me to ship it out. Dollars, not euros, because it's going from DHL from my end. So $199 to ship it there, 150 euros to ship it back. So approximately the same amount to ship it back. $1,132 is just the shipping, unlocking process, and the bank fees for me to do a wire transfer. All right, so I shipped it on a Wednesday. It took 8 days to get there and back. There were a couple of hiccups, which took a little bit of time, but it could be faster, it could be slower. If you're shipping through a company that decides to fly there themselves, it might be faster. So say you send it to one of these companies that sends a human being there with them to get them unlocked and bring them back. It could be 4 or 5 days maybe. Sometimes they'll take 10 DMEs over by themselves in a suitcase, have them unlocked, return the next day, and then get them back to you in 4 or 5 days. This process for me was me doing it myself, shipping it through DHL Express. It took 8 days. Now it started off by pulling the DME. That was on a Wednesday. I dropped it off to DHL right at the end of the day on Wednesday, which was my problem. 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I can expect it to ship. It shipped the next day. Next day, it got to New York City. And then within 1 day from there, it was in Germany. The next day after that, it got to Poland. And the next day after that, it was in Finland. Had to get brought from DHL to Femto. It was on day 5. My bank hadn't sent them the money, which I'll explain in a minute, but my bank basically hadn't sent the money to them at that point. I had to wait a few hours to get that all figured out. Then they finished it up within a day and sent it right back to me. Femto was perfect. They did great. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. My bank screwed it up. There was one day that it was in Germany sitting there because there was a holiday going on. It didn't move, should I say, from Germany. So it went from New York City to Germany, to Poland, to Finland, back from Finland within a day to London, to New York, and back to my house 8 days later. So I lost about a day between my bank and the holiday that was happening in Germany where DHL was not open. As far as packing goes, DHL gave me the box, which was great. I picked box number 3 out of their list. I'm not sure if it's the same everywhere. Fit the DME in fine. I had some foam sitting around from just different shipping, Amazon, whatever, some bubble wrap, and I used some foam that I had for sound deadening down in my basement. I just wrapped it all up nicely, put it in the box. Femto will send it back in the same box that you sent it to them in. So whatever it is that DHL gives you, put your stuff in it, you send it to them, they send it back exactly the same way that you sent it to them. So if you don't put a lot in, they're not going to give you a lot. If you put a lot in, they're going to give you all your packaging back. Also, I added an Apple AirTag when I did this. They left that right in the box. I had it taped to the side of the box on the inside so I could track it along the way. It was $30 for an Apple AirTag for some peace of mind. And it was awesome because I got to see exactly where it was along the way. They sent all that back exactly as I'd sent it to them. So whatever you're going to use to package it, just know that's how it's coming back. So the payment has to be done via wire transfer, they told me. You can do bank or you can do whatever it is, Western Union, I'm guessing, or whoever you want to use. I used my bank. It was NBT. That was terrible. I've heard Bank of America is good. I've heard there's a couple other good banks out there, but NBT was terrible. I went to do the wire transfer, told them I needed it to be there as soon as possible. Somehow they put a 1-week hold on it, which it's a wire transfer. It's supposed to be instant. They told me as soon as the money's out of my account, it's gone. I can't get it back. Wanted to make sure I wasn't getting scammed, and then put a 7-day hold on it when I told them I needed it there immediately. And they told me it would be hours before they had it. Somehow they decided to mark it for 1 week later that the money was going to be delivered, which makes no sense. So that was a little bit of a hiccup there. It cost me $50. It took an hour and a half at the bank. It should take 15, 20 minutes maybe to do one. It took me an hour and a half of sitting at the bank for them to do it. So I don't think they knew what they were doing. I would never use that bank again. So if you have NBT Bank, do not use them for a wire transfer. But otherwise, there are other ways out there to do wire transfers. I guess there's somewhere where you can pay a credit card in order to get a wire transfer. I didn't do that. I don't know how that works, but it has to be a wire transfer to them. The bank information, the routing numbers, everything will be listed here. I don't know that these are going to be good when you go to do it. This is April 2025. There could be changes. It could be a totally separate bank account, bank information, all that stuff could change. So make sure when you do this, you check their site. It will tell you when you do your order where to send it to. Also, here is the address to where to send it to. Can't say that's going to be the same either. That could change. They've moved. They've had to move, obviously. They used to be, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in Russia before they moved to Finland. But either way, this is the information as of April 2025. Check before you use this information. Make sure it's the right information on their site. DHL also did a great job of sending me tracking information. You don't have to use an AirTag. I used an AirTag for peace of mind. DHL did an amazing job of sending updates every few hours or once a day at least of where the package was. But I like the Apple AirTag idea because it's when it comes back, I get to have the Apple AirTag. I can use it elsewhere. So it really didn't even cost me anything, but it's just nice to know exactly where it was. Once you make an account and make an order, you don't have to pay yet. The order can sit there for a bit if you'd like. But once you have that order done, you go to the bank, you get your wire transfer, you pay. It'll show you on the order log exactly what step it's on. So each step will send you an email and it will tell you what's going on here. So for instance, it'll say payment waiting, payment sent, payment received. It'll tell you when the DME has been sent back to you. All this stuff is in the order log on their website, so you can check back anytime you need to. Plus, anytime it changes, it will go directly to your email and tell you it changed. So once they get payment from your bank, it will tell you that that happened. So I got my DME back. Everything seems good. I had it sent to a friend of mine because I was on vacation. Make sure if you're going to do that you have their address listed, not your own. It's going to ask you for your name, your phone number, all that stuff. Make sure you put the return address of wherever it needs to go on the way back. I had it sent to my friend. No hiccups there. He just checked it when it got back in. Everything was packaged nicely. I'm going to put it right back in my car right now. We're going to see how it goes. So you're going to want this side facing out. So this side's going to be sliding in here. Should be a nice, simple. There we go. As you're pushing these in, you can feel them go in because this thing will start to lock by itself. Another little trick is make sure this isn't pushed all the way down. You're going to want it up a little bit when you start to push it in, otherwise sometimes it gets stuck. Just learned that. There we go. It's all back together. Just put the cover on quick. Should be time to fire it up.